Hello everyone, today I will show you how to use Excel in a more efficient way. If you are already using Excel, I'm sure you would be using a lot of keyboard shortcuts. If not, you must use keyboard shortcuts because that saves time and helps you gain a lot of efficiency. So in this video, I will show you 106 Excel shortcuts along with examples in most of the cases so that you can use them and gain efficiency. So guys, I have tried to group all the shortcuts in various categories like basic shortcuts, function keys shortcuts, control shortcuts, shift plus function keys shortcuts, and so on. And I will also be providing this in the description below, and I'll try to give a link to this Excel file as well so that if you want to print it out and keep it with you for your reference, you can always do that. So let's start. The basic shortcuts. I'll go to this sheet. Here, these are my basic shortcuts. So in basic shortcuts, Control A, I'm sure everyone would know this is to basically select all. What it selects is anything which is within the area when there is no break, which means if I have something here, for example this, and I go here and press Control A, it will not select 1, 2, 3 because that is after a break. I'll delete this, move on to the next one. Control B, bold, everyone knows. Control C, copy, everyone knows it's not only for Excel but everywhere. Control D, fill down, which is basically if I have something here, here, and here, and I want to use this 1, 3, 13, and I want to fill it down to next couple of things. I can select those using Shift and down arrow key and Control D. It will fill as it is. In case there is a formula, for example, I would have used this formula which would have said sum of C5 to C6 in the same reference, and I would have taken it down and said Control D. So it would have added the above 2. In this case 12 plus 2, 12, 24, in this case 12 plus 24, 36, and so on. So Control D basically helps you get the top row thing or the row above the cell where you are currently active down. Control F, find, I'm sure everyone would have used it. So this is basically Control F, find. If I write find, hit enter, it will show me it as in this cell. If I write go to and hit enter, it will show me by this green thing that is selecting the cell that here is go to. There is also this option of the seventh formula, Control H is replace. I can go from find and replace, or I can directly go Control H to replace. So it says find what and do what. So in this case, if I want to find go to and write where, and ignore the spelling please and replace, so it will do that. I'm pressing escape and Control Z. I don't want to change it right now. Control G, go to, is very good, especially if you are a medium to advanced user and you use defined names or you want to go to a particular cell. So I hit Control G, and here let's say I want to go to cell in column A and row 16. I can write A16 and hit enter. My cursor would directly go there. So now this is the active cell. So replace, I have told you, replace I have told you before go to itself. So I have told you find, go to, replace. Italics, basically formatting, you can italicize something. Hyperlink, in case if you want to insert a hyperlink in this, which would mean if I say Control K, I want, if someone clicks here, I want them to open a worksheet, or I want to add an email address, or I want to do something else, I can do it here. The next is Control N, new workbook. I'm sure you would have used it at one point or other. If I hit Control N, a new workbook, I'll just close this, I don't want it right now. Control O, open. In open, it generally shows you the recent one which you would have opened with the locations. Control P, you want to print it out, you want to print on both sides, you want to print the active sheet, you want to print on the entire workbook and so on. Probably I'll make a separate video for Control P. Control R, fill right, like we use Control D. Similarly, it is Control R. If I want to fill the entire thing for next 3 columns, let's say, Control R will do that. It will copy anything for the cell you have selected, whether it's text or it's formula. Control S, save. The most important thing in my case, I always try and go and set auto save time so that I don't lose any work because of any error, maybe power outage or anything. Underline, again formatting, I'm sure everyone would have used it. Control V for paste. Again, this is something very common, everyone would have used it. I have copied something using Control C, I go here and Control V, paste. So this is this, Control U, let me undo this. Control W, if I hit Control W, only this particular worksheet or workbook will close. which would mean if in Excel, like I'll show you, I'm using two different Excel books, demo and the other one. So if I hit Control W, it will ask only to close the demo and not the one which I'm currently showing you. Control X, cut. Instead of copy, you cut. So if I cut something and go and paste here, so it will not copy, but it will remove it from there. Control Y, repeat, and Control Z, undo. This is something very useful. Normally we use our mouse to go here and redo the command or undo the command. So Control Y is repeat and Control Z is undo. The reason you should use keyboard shortcuts, let me tell you a very small story. I remember in one of my classes during my master's, my professor came and he told me something. He did something, I'll tell you here, let's say is equal to this plus this, and he came here and showed this, and I was really impressed. Where did these arrows come from? So now I know that this cell is basically E10 plus E9, which is represented by colors, but since here it is only two cells, you can very easily make out. But what if it's a very big workbook? Maybe it's a financial data model or something. So that is the time when I started learning the shortcuts, and today I proudly say I know a lot of them. I may not know all, but I know most of them. The next is the function key, which is from F1 to F12, and this is my 21st shortcut. So here, let me get started. F1, help. If I press F1, it will basically take me to the help center, which will connect to the Microsoft website and tell me if there is any query which needs to be solved. F2, edit. This is basically, if I hit F2, I can go in this cell, write anything. This is similar to if I take my mouse, go here and try to write something. Paste name. This is a very good feature which very few people use, and it will work if and only if you have already defined the names for your ranges. I'll go to my demo sheet here. In this you can see ABC, and on the top if you see it says letters, and 1, 2, 3 is numbers. So I have already defined the ranges, or I have already defined the name for this particular range. So if I go here and hit F3, it shows me all the names which I have defined. I go and say numbers, so it automatically says is equal to numbers. So this is something which is very useful and can be used, but you need to have used it. Repeat last action. For example, I go here, undo, and maybe bold it. In this case, if I say hit F4, it will repeat the last command I have done in Excel, which would mean if it's a summation or it's bold or italics or anything. I'm doing undo, coming to next. So this is the same function key, which is F4, but if I'm typing a formula, this is basically to use to do the cell referencing in switching between absolute and the reference, relative reference. I'm sure you would already be using the dollar signs. Let me quickly just give an example. Let me go here and say sum of this is equal to sum of this as well, so that it does not fall in the name range which I have defined. And here let me add 4 here as well. So if I go and copy this formula here, it will give me the correct result, because now it is referencing to the cells, which is in this cell E9. It is saying that I have to sum the 4 cells above this. But if I go here and I hit F4, it will lock the reference, which is it will make them absolute, which would mean if I now go and copy and paste it here, it will show me the same ranges. I always like to make fun of it and say that I have given money or bribe to the cells here. So when I give money or the dollar sign before 7, I'm basically saying, okay, you will not move from the row 7. And when I'm giving it to the D, row D, so now the cell will not move from row D. Hence, wherever I go, since I have paid them money, they will not move and they will stay here. This is how I try to remember it. F5, go to, very useful. It is like Control G. You want to go to a particular cell, you click here and it will take you there. You type G16, it will take you there. You already have some name ranges defined, you can use it here. Let me show you in the demo sheet only. If I hit F5, all the ranges that I have defined, letters, numbers, it is showing me here, as well as it is showing me 100 Excel formula A7. If I go here and click, it will take me to the sheet where I was earlier. So go to next pane. Panes are basically not the body pane, but PANE pane. This is one pane, this is the main window pane, and this is the bottom pane. So if I say F6, you'll realize that I'm going to different pane. Here now I'm clicking here, I've clicked F6, so it has taken me here. F6, I am here. F6, you may not be able to see it here. Let me zoom. Here, currently I have highlighted the function keys, now control, now shift plus control, and so on, all the sheets. So coming here, back here, this is very useful, especially if you want to go to next pane, either using control page down or using this and then going to the next sheet. Spell check, it's basically your spellings which you have typed and the grammar. F8 extend mode is really helpful if you don't want to use your mouse a lot, or you don't want to keep one finger on the shift and the other on the arrow keys. I'll show it to you on my demo sheet. In my demo sheet, if I come here A, B, C, one thing is I press the shift key, go down and go right. This is one way. The other way is I press F8 on the cell C5, which is the letter A, and now I'm not using anything but the arrow keys. I go down, I go right, and so on. So this is useful in a lot of times, but not being used by a lot of people. F9, recalculate all workbooks. In this financial world especially, what we do is a lot of times the calculations may take a long time if one sheet is linked to another and so on. So what we do is we go to File, Options, in Options, Formula, and we do the workbook calculation on a manual basis. I'm not doing it here, but generally in financial world with big sheets, they do it. So in that scenario, whatever additions you will do, just as an example, here I'm seeing 6, and if I go and change 5, it is automatically updating. I go to Function, Options, Formulas, Manual, OK, and now if I change it from this, it will not change, but I'll have to hit F9 so that the recalculation is done. For now, I will just turn back on the automatic thing because I don't want to be in a problem later, but this is useful. So if you are receiving a sheet from someone and you feel that the formulas are not being updated, this is the thing. F10, activate menu bar. This is similar to if you hit Alt, you go to the top bar here, you see File, Home, Insert, all these are highlighted. So F10 does the same thing. New chart, let me come to my demo sheet. If this is my data and I want to insert a chart, so I'll have to go to Insert Chart, select the range and all those things. So the easiest way is I go here and I hit F11. It gives me the chart, the basic chart with my data. F12, save as. Normally I like to save a lot of versions of my Excel sheet so that even if I need to go back and check if I did something right or wrong, I can do it. In this scenario, you can use F12. It will show you want to save it as the location and the file name. Otherwise, there is another shortcut for this, which is Alt F and S. Let me add the plus signs here as well. This will do the same thing, Alt FS. So you can use any formula which you like. So this is the end of the second section, the function keys. I'll show you the third section very soon. So guys, welcome back to my third section, which is control plus whatever key you press, shortcuts. So I call it control plus shortcuts. So the first one is insert current time, which is control plus colon. Colon is basically 2 dots. So for this, because it's 2 dot and our keyboards, we have to use shift to get the colon. So I will be pressing control shift and the semicolon button. So here I have already showed you because of that you can also use control shift and semicolon. So this is the date, this is the, sorry, that was the time, this is the date. If you want to use it, this is control plus semicolon. You want to copy the value from the cell above. Let me come here. If I press this, it will copy the value from the cell above, which is control plus the inverted comma. The single quote or the single comma at the top comma, I don't remember the name for that. That is basically, it will copy the formula from the cell above. So in this formula, I'm using the cell sum of D2 to D4. So in this, if I go and hit control and the inverted comma, this is what it does. It copies the formula from the cell above. Control plus this word, I believe, is called tilt, this particular thing. So if I hit that, this will switch or toggle between the regular window or the value window and the formula display. So I'll just show you here. Here in 26, you can just see it says 26, but if I hit control and tilt, it will show me here sum of the formula. So it is basically showing me the formula, and you might see that it has changed the date and the time as well. That is because in reality what we see as time and what we see as date, Excel looks at as decimals and integers. So 44305 is basically today's date if when converted into the date format, and 0.8055555 is basically the time which I did. So I'm coming back to the regular view. Coming to the 39th formula in the list, it is control plus the plus sign. For plus, basically we need to press control shift and the plus, because that is how we get the plus sign. It gives me the options of shift the cells to the right, to down. I want to insert the entire row or entire column. For example, I want to insert the entire row using mouse. I can go there, or I like to use keyboard. I go down and hit enter. So undo. Control minus. Control minus again gives me the same options, but to delete or remove the cells or the row or the column. Format cells. This is basically now from 1 to 0. What will happen if I hit control and 1 2 3 4 5 6? When I hit control and 1, it will give me the formatting option, which normally otherwise I will click right and go to format cells or otherwise. So control 1 is a lot easier. Control 2 is basically bold. For this, I always like to use control B because that's easier to remember. Control 3 italics or control I. Control 4 underline or control U. Control 5 strike through is something which I really like. This helps me save a lot of time in my working, because if I want to show something that no, you don't have to do this and you have to do something else, then rather than using my mouse and going to the formatting pane and pressing the strike through, I can simply do it here. Control 5 undo it. Control 6 show hide objects. If there are objects in your sheet, like you have inserted images or something, it will help you there. Control plus 7, if you have a standard toolbar which is already on, you can show or hide that. Control plus 8, toggle outline symbols. In my particular worksheet, I don't have any outlines defined, so it will not show me here, but if you have outlines defined, it will show you. Control 9 and control 0 is basically which I like to use a lot. Normally if I want to hide a row or column, I would take my mouse, go right click and say hide, or similar way for columns. What it does is, if I just shift and space bar, I can select this row and then I can click control and 9, one thing, and control shift 9 to undo it. Similarly, I can hide and unhide the columns as well. So guys, this was the end of my third section, which is control plus shortcuts. I'll come back with the fourth section. So guys, welcome back to the fourth section. Here I will show you the shortcuts using the shift and the function keys. So coming to the 51st shortcut, shift plus F1. Well, according to me, it doesn't do anything, but some people say it does something. I have not been able to understand. If you know what it does, please help me by putting the details in the comment section, so that probably I can change the video, or maybe I can make another video on it, and at the same time help many other people understand this. Shift plus F2, it will basically edit cell comment, which means if I have a comment here, let me use the mouse to show you. Insert comment. Okay, well, it seems I'll use a lot of shortcuts. I forgot where the comment is. Anyways, let's say this is my comment and I could go out. So if I want to go and edit this comment, what I need to do is go and press shift and F2. Here I can go and do edit this comment. Paste function into formula. If I want to paste a function into the formula, shift F3 is the one. I'll show you in a different video for this. Shift F4 and shift F5 is something which is basically similar to find and find next, which we would have done earlier. That means if I press Control F here in this window, I say shift and I say find next. So it will find shift in the cell which is after my current position. I say find next again, and so on. So instead of that, if I just say shift and F4, it will keep doing the same thing without me going into that window. What it will find next is what you last typed in the find box. So F4, F5 done. Previous pane, shift and F6. As I mentioned in my earlier section what a pane is. So when I press shift and F6, I go to the previous pane, which is here, the commands pane. Shift F8. This is something which very few people use on the keyboard and most of the people use using the mouse. So let me go to my demo sheet and show you what I basically mean. In this, if I want to select two ranges, which is the letters as well as the numbers, what I will do is I will select the first range, I will then press Control, then I go to the next range. I can do this using the keyboard as well. So I go here, I select the first range using Shift and the down arrow key. I say Shift F8. Now I go to the next range which I want to select. I again use the Shift and the down arrow key, and I again use Shift and F8. Now if you see, all the cells are selected, all the ranges are selected without me using the mouse. So that's the power of Shift plus F8. Shift plus F9 is basically used to calculate the active worksheet. Yes, worksheet, not the workbook. I've already showed you in my previous section how you can go and you can calculate the entire workbook in case the calculation has been set to manual. The next is Shift plus F10, display context menu. This is one of the things which I really liked when I first found out, because in the keyboard I was using at that time did not have the right click button, which is normally available in most of the keyboards today. So if I want to go and get this menu, this is called the context menu. How can I do that? I can just use Shift and F10 and it will show me this menu. Shift plus F11, new worksheet. Let me go in my demo sheet. Here, if I'm working on the sheet 1 and I want to add another workbook or another worksheet, one option is using the mouse. I go here, click right, and I say insert. The next is I can just use Shift and F11, sheet 2, sheet 3, and so on. Let me just delete these. I normally like to do my housekeeping at the same time. Shift F12. If you remember in my last section I told you F12 is basically save as. Shift plus F12 is similar to Control S. What we do is just save. Well guys, this was the fourth section where I told you how to use the shortcuts using Shift and the function keys. I'll tell you more in the next section. Welcome back to my fifth section, which is basically the control and the function key shortcuts. In this, you might see that the first two are missing the numbers. That is because somehow while making the sheet, I maybe deleted that and it's not counted in these. So now I'll be not showing you 106 formula shortcuts, but 108 formula shortcuts. The first one is Control plus F1, which is basically hiding the bar. So if you see, you can go on the top and hide this bar, or you can fix it. So Control and F1 will do the same thing. You can hide and unhide. Control plus F2 is basically print preview. So I hit that, it shows me how my print is going to be. Control and F3, define name. In my demo sheet, as I showed earlier, I have already defined the names. There are a couple of ways of defining the name. One is you can select the range and on the top left you can write. The shortcut I like to use is Alt plus I plus N plus D. These are all the shortcuts from Excel 2013 and they still work in most of the latest versions. 2019 I know it works. Office 365 I have to check. I have made a video but I have not checked this particular shortcut on that. So defining the name. Control plus F4, it will basically close only this particular workbook. So if you have a couple of workbooks open, it will not close all, which Alt F4 would do. Control F4 will close only this particular workbook. Control plus F5, if you want to restore the window size, normally you would go here and on the top right you will see a couple of options: minimize, restore, and cross to close. So that is this. Next workbook window, if you have two different workbooks opened. So just for clarity for most of the users, there is a difference between the worksheet and the workbook. Worksheet is basically all these sheets I have down here, and workbook is basically the Excel files we normally open and we save. So the demo.xlsx is one workbook and the 100 Excel formulas is the another one. So if I go and press Control and F6, it will take me to the next workbook. Control Shift F6, I know it's not exactly here, it might be repeated again, but this is to show what it will do because the relevance is here. Control F6 takes me to the next one and Control Shift F6 takes me to the previous workbook. Control F7 if you want to move the window here and there. Control F8 to resize, minimize, maximize. All these you can try on yourself. F11 with Control to insert a macro sheet, and F12 is to basically open, or Control O will do the same thing. Let me add here For my reference, Control plus O, it will do the same thing. Welcome to the sixth section, and as you can see, there is only one shortcut on this particular section, which is Alt or F10. What it does is basically it activates the menu, so you can take your mouse and go to all these menus on the top, or you can use, if I want to go to Home, Alt, and you can see all these shortcuts, F for file, H for home, N for insert, and so on. You can directly say Alt H to go to that particular menu. Instead of using all these, you can also use F10 to activate the menu. So probably this was the shortest section. I'll move on to the next section. So moving on to the seventh section, and currently we are on the 73rd plus couple of extra shortcuts which I have been able to tell you in between. Here, Alt plus F1. All these are basically Alt plus function keys. So Alt plus F1 will insert a chart as I showed to you earlier using a function 11 key. Alt plus F2 is save as. Alt plus 4 exit, I'm sure everyone would have used it. Alt plus F8 will open the macro dialog box, and Alt plus 11 the visual basic editor. The last two are normally not used by everyone, but only the people who are using advanced Excel and know how to either record and edit a macro or use the visual basic editor to do the coding. So I'll move on to the next section. So coming to the 8th section of shortcuts, I'll be telling you 3 shortcuts, which is basically Control plus Shift and the function keys. These are very helpful in a lot of times, but not many people use it. So the first one is Control plus Shift plus F3. This is basically to create name by using the names of the rows and the column labels. I'll make a separate video for this because it is a very important one. Control plus Shift plus F6, previous window. This is something which I have shared in the other section as well. Control plus Shift plus F12. This is basically the control P which we normally use. So let me write here Control plus P as well. So if I say Control plus Shift plus F12, it takes me to the print window. So now I'll move on to the next section. So coming to my next section, there were a couple of shortcuts only. So I've combined 2 shortcuts in one window. So I call these section 9 and section 10. This is for Alt plus Shift plus function keys and Alt plus other keys which we'll be using. So Alt plus Shift plus F1 is new worksheet, which I have told you earlier using the different shortcut. Alt plus Shift plus F2 is save. So this is again basically Control S, or using the mouse you can do. Now some of you might say, why is it that there are so many different shortcuts to do the same thing? What I believe is that since long time back when Excel started, they have been giving a lot of formulas, and as they kept upgrading their versions, they kept on coming with the new shortcuts. So what happens is, if you discontinue the earlier ones, a lot of people who are habitual of using it will not be able to adapt to the new versions. For example, I use to define names Alt-IND, and the latest versions may say something else. What I use is basically from the ribbon bar of Excel 2013, and they still work on Excel 2019 and maybe on Office 365 as well. So that is the reason similar formulas or similar shortcuts will be doing a lot of things which we have already done in using other shortcuts. The 10th section, Alt and the other keys. Alt plus equal to auto sum. This is something I'll show you in the demo sheet, and this is very useful if you are not already using it. Normally, if I want to do some of the 3 cells 1, 5 and 2, these numbers, I will say is equal to sum and go up and do it. This is one way. People who like to use mouse a lot will go to probably home and go to auto sum and hit enter. What I like to do is, wherever there is a break, I will go there at the bottom of the range and I will say Alt and equal to. This will give me the range. With this, be sure that there is no gap. Just as an example, I say Alt and equal to, it will take me here, it will select all the cells without a break, but if there is any break, it will not take that. I hit Alt equal to, it will only show me this range and not the number 2 on the top. So coming back to my sheet, Alt and down arrow, which is basically display autocomplete list. So if within a range, that is without any breaks, there is anything which is written, if I press Alt and down, it will show me all the other options. This is especially helpful in case you have filters applied, because you can just go there and click Alt and down arrow. Alt and the single comma, format style dialog box. This is basically, it will give you this format style. You want it to be number, journal, font and all those. There will be other shortcuts for this, I'll tell you later. So I'll move on to the next section, or the 11th section. So let's get started with all the formatting shortcuts, which is Control plus Shift plus anything ranging from tilde, which is before the one number on the keyboard and going up to the 0. So these are all with the shift because we want to use the upper symbols like exclamation mark, @, pound, $, and all these. So these are all for the formatting. The first one is the general format. The general format, if I click Control F1 and I go to the number, here I see all these formats which are there. So in general format, cells have no specific number format, anything can be there. So if I'm typing something or I'm typing numbers as text, anything, it will come there. Control, Shift and exclamation mark is basically comma format. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I want it to be in the comma format, I will say Control, Shift and exclamation mark. This is basically making it into number format with 2 decimal places and inserting a comma after the 3 numbers. I also have another shortcut for this which will work in 2013 onwards. It is Alt plus H plus K. So let me show you in this particular cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of hitting Control, Shift and exclamation mark, I say Alt H K, it will do the same thing. Control, Shift and @ will make it to the time format. So if this is, for example, 0.855555 as I showed you earlier, and now I say Control, Shift and @, it is showing me it means 20 hours and 32 minutes. Date format, and let me write here in front of date format 404 of let's say 56 whatever, and I want to convert it into a date format. Right now 40565 doesn't mean anything for us, but as soon as I go and say Control, Shift and pound, it means 22nd January of 2011. Currency format, if I want to change this same thing into the currency, Control, Shift 4, you already have the $sign. Here I can see the rupee sign because I have set my language and other preferences as India. The percentage format, if I want to change it to the percentage format, Control, Shift F. One thing you need to remember while using the percentage format is, if I'm saying 11, it doesn't mean 11%. It means 11.00, and converting it into percent will show you something else, which is 1100%, 0.50. So now it is 0.50, and now if I go and say Control, Shift and 5, it is showing me 50%. Exponential format, if you use a lot of exponential format like 10 raised to 6, 10 raised to power 7 and so on, you can use that. Control, Shift and the ampersand. I believe it was long time before that I got to know this and sign is called ampersand. Anyways, place outline border around the selected cell. So if I say Control, Shift and ampersand, you can see it has created borders. It is not visible very much because the border is very thin, but you get the thing. Control, Shift and underscore, or the minus sign basically, will remove the outline border. Here the border has been removed. Now Control, Shift and star is basically selecting the current region. Control, Shift, star. Right now only one cell is selected, that's why Control, Shift, star. It brings back where my active cell is and selects that. Control, Shift and the starting bracket, and the other one the closing bracket, the shortcut number 97 and 98. This is basically used to unhide the rows and the column. In the previous section I showed you how to hide them, now showing how to unhide them. Alright guys, this is the last section and I'll show you the shortcuts number 99 to 107. As I mentioned earlier, I'll try to paste all these shortcuts in the description box as well. I don't know if YouTube allows that or not. I will try to provide a link to this Excel sheet, or you can always go on my website www.solve.co.in, because you'll find this Excel sheet there as well, so that you can use it for your future reference, and feel free to use it for any other purpose, but it has to be legal. So coming to my 99th shortcut here, I will show you Control plus Tab. Control plus Tab will do two different things depending upon where it is. If it is in a workbook, it will act accordingly. If it is in a toolbar, it will act accordingly. So the 99th one says Control plus Tab in toolbar, it will go to the next toolbar. So if I say Control H, I'm on my toolbar and I want to the next toolbar, I will say Control Tab. Here you can see that it is taking me to the next toolbar one by one, from paste to cut to copy to format printer and so on. Control Shift Tab will basically take you to the previous toolbar. Now, if we are not in the toolbar but we are in the workbook, Control plus Tab will basically activate or take you to the next workbook. Like here, it took me to my demo workbook and back to my formula shortcut workbook. Control Shift Tab will take you to the previous one. So in my case here, just to demonstrate, I have only 2 workbooks. So it will take me from one to another whether I press Control Tab or Control Shift Tab. But if you have 3, 4, 5 workbooks, it makes sense for you to shift forward or shift backward and not take the entire circle. Control Shift Tab, I've already told you. After that tab, basically if you are in the toolbar, it will take you to the next tool. If you are in the active workbook, it will take you to the next cell. Shift Tab will basically do opposite of it. Enter, everyone knows it. Enter is basically if you are in the edit mode, you want to get out of the cell, you have typed something, you want to go to the next cell. Basically that is what enter does, apart from the enter being used as the master command. Control Shift F and Control Shift P, font drop down list and the point size drop down list. So if I come here and say Control Shift F, I already showed you one of the ways to go to the font size and the font and the point size earlier using Alt H press. The other option here is if you say Control Shift F and Control Shift P, it will take you open up this menu. In this menu, you can go to font, change the font, the size, font style and so on. If I say Control Shift and P, it will open the same thing, but now my cursor is active on the point size here. So guys, thanks a lot to watch the entire video if you have been here till now. And as I mentioned earlier, I'll really be motivated if you click subscribe and hit the bell icon, because that way you'll get to know all the future videos, and share it with your friends and family on your Instagram, Facebook, or whatever platform you are using, maybe your WhatsApp as a link, because that will help me stay motivated and post more videos for you. Also, I'd like to tell you I've already created a couple of videos and posted on my channel. My channel is Solve Tech Issues, where I try to solve all the issues which I get to know from my friends and families, or otherwise people come and tell me. I try to solve them. I've already posted videos there on how you can use your Microsoft Office, in that to the latest version, which is Office 365, in a free and legal way. Yes, you heard me right, free and legal version of Office 365. But the only thing is it's the web version. I've already made a video on how you can use the Office 365 on your mobile phone, whether it is your iPhone or your Android device. I've made another video where I've showed you if you are using Office 365 app on your mobile device, how you can use that to use features like capturing the notes directly from the whiteboard if you are in a presentation or in a classroom, and a couple of more videos which are already lined up. So guys, once again, I'll really like and I'll really appreciate if you can hit the subscribe, the bell icon, the like, and share it with your friends and family. Thanks a lot for being with me till now, and I hope the Excel shortcuts have now been shown.